Hi and welcome to Bianca's kitchen. This is my favorite jam made of raspberries and maple syrup, and I'm gonna show you how to make it. So you'll need a kitchen scale to measure the exact weight of the raspberries, which in American pounds is 0.55 pounds, or in grams is 250 grams. You could use frozen as well as fresh ones. The sweetener I'm using is not sugar, it's maple syrup, grade A. I'm using half a cup. You're also gonna need a few splashes of lemon juice, freshly pressed or from a bottle. And half a teaspoon of agar powder, not agar flakes. At the moment I do not have access to flakes, so I have no experience how much the amount would be in flakes. I looked something up and there's an estimation in the info box below, but there's no guarantee that the amount really will work. Like I said, no experience with flakes. As you can see, I'm using a mix of fresh and frozen raspberries, and as soon as the frozen ones are not like completely frozen anymore, I'm adding the sweetener. Now I'm gonna puree the whole thing, and I definitely prefer a jam that has a very fine texture with no chunks. But if you prefer a jam that has a few chunks, just puree the mixture a little less. Once you're done, put it on the stove and bring it to a boil. While the mixture is starting to boil on the stove, you have some time to prepare your agar. You're going to add enough lemon juice to get a thick liquid. I'm just going to gradually add lemon juice until I get the thick liquid that I need. You want to reach a consistency that has no more lumps. So this is the right consistency. This is how the agar and lemon mixture should look like. As soon as you see bubbles on the hot raspberry mixture, you let it boil like that for 5 minutes, and don't leave the stove, you have to stir it permanently. When 5 minutes are over, it's time to add the agar lemon mixture. I know half a teaspoon of agar doesn't really sound much, but let me tell you, this stuff is magical. The tiny amount is enough to make a wonderful jam. Now stir it in very well and then boil it for 5 more minutes and frequently stir it just to make sure it doesn't get burnt at the bottom of the pot. As the 5 minutes are over, you can see how thick it is now, and it's ready to go into a jar. In case you want to eat the jam within the next couple of days, you don't need a sterilized jar. This is why I'm not using one, because we're going to eat it very soon. But if you want to store it at home or you want to give it to somebody else, for example as an edible Christmas gift, you definitely have to sterilize it. Check the info box below, there's a link to a site where the process of sterilizing jars is explained very well. In case you want to store your jam, fill the hot jam into the jar. Then close the lid very firmly as possible. Turn the jar upside down. You don't have to clean the outside now, you can do that later. Leave it like this for a couple of minutes. I read that people do it in order to create a vacuum and also in order to let the hot temperature eliminate any possible germs that might be on the inside of the lid. So here's the jam. It is cooled down and the consistency is awesome. You see, it's not runny or liquid or anything, and I just want to take something to spread it on to show you how that works. As we don't have cookies or bread in the house, I'm taking a piece of banana and let me show you. It's not runny or anything, it's perfect for spreading. If you have a relative or friend who loves sweet stuff, why not make a jar of this jam for them? I'm sure they're going to love it, because in the wintertime, it's just wonderful having something fruity that reminds us of summer. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If so, please give the video a like and make sure to subscribe. The next video will be coming very soon. In case you missed my chocolate gingerbread madeleines, click here and you find a recipe that is easy to make and looks very presentable, perfect for Christmas. Have a good day everyone and happy holidays!